Keep
What?
your eyes down, G.
Should we leave it like that?
Yeah.
Should I make it obvious too?
Yes.
Oh yeah!
All right, here we go.
Season 2.
Season 2, starting with Azrael and Aaron.
Yep, that's us.
Now what?
I don't remember. No, I'm just kidding.
Um,
So we're doing the album Let It Bloom. We have the Bloom duo.
We got the Bloom duo.
Yeah, so we have...
I don't remember which album's which. I just know they're... Like, I've never heard of another Bloom album until this time, so I've always just said, oh, that Bloom one by Black Sabbath, or... What are we doing?
We are doing Let It Bloom by the Black Lips.
Black Lips.
Right?
Nobody knows these guys.
The keys, the lips.
Yeah.
Not the dice, the lips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the Sabbath.
Or the Sabbath. Or the Eyed Peas.
That's true.
Oh. Yeah, so I didn't want to really pick my album yet. Aaron was kind of pressing me to. He's like, I'm doing Let It Bloom. I'm like, well, in that case, I'll just do Bloom by Beach House. So that'll be next.
Thought it'd be easy, but it was just
Bloom.
confusing for me.
That'd be funny. You're just talking about other songs while we're trying to talk about this, like other songs from the other album.
Yeah.
At least they're sonically about as far off as possible, because that part you don't mix up literally in the least. So that's our intro, isn't it?
Guess scores, isn't it? Guess score. Well, I'm got you about like -12, isn't it?
You're guessing me -12?
No, it's got to be. You've never hit the negatives on this show.
Right.
I'm gonna say you gotta like it more than John Coltrane. Come on. I'm gonna say like 30, 40.
30 to 40.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I guess that answers my question. My first question was gonna be, did you pick this album expecting, or did you pick this album like to spite me?
Did I pick the album to spite you? No.
You're gonna start picking albums to spite me, though.
Absolutely. But this one, no. This one, no. I picked this one because I want to do something I really actually like that's representative of my music, everyday music.
Like we said on the recap, we are unshackled. We can pick anything we want now, anything and everything. So we'll start getting more into nitty-gritty, obscure stuff that no one will watch.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun.
My guess for you, this is like
fun.
I mean, this was your first album that you picked as an unshackled man, as a free.
That doesn't mean anything. I'll give you a hint right now. That doesn't mean anything.
You've also told me
it just meant it came to mind.
You spoiled and said that you have like multiple +3s on this album, so I'm gonna give this a 212.
Okay. That's like a weird number, but okay.
I was gonna say 233. That was ringing in my ear, but I went with 12.
Okay. Next, first time hearing?
My first time hearing this album was on Monday.
2 days ago.
I try to push. I mean, there was a while there. I can't do what he does and like just cram through a bunch of albums and then like sit on them and then re-listen to them later. I want it to be fresh and new in my mind, so I'll give it a bunch of spins back to back to back in a couple days, and not enough time for me to be over it, but enough time for it to be completely fresh in my head. So I started listening to it Monday. I give it like probably 3 or 4 spins. I mean, it's a simple enough album to where there wasn't that much deep digging that I really had to do. So 4 spins is not that much for me. Usually I do like 6, but 3 to 4 was adequate for sure.
Cool. First time I heard this album was probably like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
7 years ago? That was like other black.
It was like a year after that.
Dang, you like not devolved, but like your sanity levels decreased significantly in 1 year.
Wonder why.
Is that when you started dabbling in the dark arts?
Yeah. That's when I started getting into the arcane arts. Yeah, what's next? Artist background? Okay.
Research time.
There's not a lot on this band,
Put your goggles on, your nerd glasses.
As I'm sure you know, there's not a whole bunch, but there's some funny stuff about these guys. So the Black Lips are a garage punk psychedelic rock band from Dunwoody, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta.
Suburb.
They formed in '99 and they're still making music,
Nice.
unfortunately.
Oh, are they bad now?
Yeah. It was formed by Cole Alexander. He's the main creative force, but it's also pretty fairly balanced. There's another guy, Jarrett Swiley, who's, well, I don't know if he's the main creative force, but I don't know. They all write their songs, and they all just write similar stuff, so it sounds like it could be one guy, but they're all fairly balanced. Jarrett Swiley and Ben Eberbow. Eberbow. That's the guy that died, I think, but...
Oh, for real? How did he die?
I don't know. I think I wrote that in here.
Dope.
But those three formed it.
Yeah, he died in 2002.
Yeah. Before, I think, even their first album.
Was killed when a motorist driving on the wrong way. Dang. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
drunk
car
driver.
accident.
Drunk driver. The lineup has cycled through quite a few people, but it still has Cole Alexander and Jared Swiley. They were kicked out of high school during the senior year after the Columbine massacre because they were regarded after that as a subcultural danger.
These guys?
Yeah.
These guys were considered like school shooter vibes?
Yeah.
Freaking losers.
I don't know. I guess multiple people might have different opinions of school shooter vibes, but these guys were just insane, basically.
Like in a raw punk way. More like a G.G. Allen.
I would imagine, at least. I don't know the exact details, but I can't imagine they were actually going around like really contemplating that kind of stuff. But
I doubt it.
Drummer Joe Bradley left college to join the band shortly after they were kicked out of high school. So then it had 4 people at that point. Days before their first tour was about to begin in 2002, Ben Eberbow, I gotta learn how to pronounce that. That's gonna be so bad. Was struck by a drunk driver and killed. The band carried on believing Ben would have wanted them to. Their first full-length album, however, was released after he was killed in 2003.
Oh, dang. Oh, he didn't even get to live to see the first album.
Well, I mean, they were making music for 4 years, and then, 3 years before he died. And then they were playing shows and stuff, and then they finally actually made a studio album in 2003, and their last album was released in 2022, I believe, October.
Dang, okay. So they're like freshly making music.
Yeah.
Apocalypse Love, it doesn't even have a Wikipedia article. I'll have to check Rate Your Music.
It's not that good.
It's
got like one good song.
No, it's just the Black Lips. It's not the Black Lips.
I guess it depends on who you ask.
Nah, it's Black Lips. Rate Your Music says so.
Okay.
Apocalypse 2.76.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Hold up. Let It Bloom is their highest rated, but it's still, or no, it's not actually.
I was gonna say
Black
Arabian
Lips,
Mountain
K-holes.
would probably be one of their highest.
Black Lips / K-holes. Oh, never mind. That has 6 ratings. That's probably some random.
Yeah,
super
that's.
obscure
I've
thing.
never even heard that. Click that real quick. Let me see the track listing of that. Maybe I've heard songs off it, but maybe this is just like a mixtape or some shit. Cassette, yeah. I've never even heard this.
Dang, that's obscure.
Damn, that'd be kind of sick. That's probably what they had before their first studio album.
Hold on.
That's interesting though. I've never even heard
You
that.
have
I'll have to look
find
that
it.
up on YouTube
Yeah,
or
you'll
something.
have to find
But
it. Let It Bloom is their highest rated album though. with a
interesting. I thought it'd be
3.541.
one of these two.
They're tied. 3.40.
This one's probably my favorite though.
3.10. Dude, their stuff is not very well regarded. It's
Of
all
course
on
it's
the
fucking not.
3.4 to 2.7. That's bad. Is it that bad?
This album kind of is.
Dang, 2.7, dude. Anything that starts
No,
with a 2,
this album's better than their second last one that came out in like 2021 or 2020.
sing.
That one, dude, so bad. That one is so bad. Country rock, bro.
Oh, heck no. Cowpunk? No, dude. I'm out.
Yeah, that album sucks.
Yeah,
There's
that
not a
sounds
single
like
good
it
song
sucks.
on that album. This album at least has 1 or 2.
Okay.
And then the rest of them have a bunch of good ones. Bunch of good music.
Interesting.
But
Good is a subjective term.
it is. They gained attention in 2006 after Rolling Stone did an article on them. They appeared on Conan O'Brien in 2007. In 2009, the group toured India and were concerned. No, there were concerns, or I don't know what I wrote here. They toured India and they were arrested after a. Oh no, okay. They were concerned about being arrested after a live show after live show antics and homosexual behavior, so they fled the country.
Dang.
They were like kissing each other on stage, so they fled the country. They fled to Berlin, Germany, where they recorded a gospel-influenced album with King Khan and the Barbecue, which is they have one song that's just all over Instagram and TikTok. But
King Khan and the Barbecue.
They're a pretty sick band too, but the album was released under the name Almighty Defenders, and that album kicks ass, bro. Now BBQ. That's how it's... And then like this. Just zoom in. King Khan.
Oh. King Clam.
And the Barbecue.
This is not a real band. The King Kong and Barbecue show?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, these guys are sick.
More bad music. Bad News Boys. Okay.
Anyways, they recorded an album with them called Almighty Defend, or under the moniker Almighty Defenders for the band name, and that album kicks ass.
These guys.
Yes, bro, that album's so good.
3.25. It's
you haven't even heard it.
It's only 168 ratings, bro. This is obscure stuff we're talking about here.
Bro, that
4
album's
reviews.
so sick.
Dang, this is like scraping the barrel. Pretty disappointing, they said.
Well, they probably listen to fucking Mark Sullivan
Well, we
or
could
some
actually
shit.
see exactly what they listen to because that stuff is available. Let's see.
Oh my god, they listen to Dead Moon.
Well, apparently, I don't even know what that is. Let's see what their highest rated stuff is. Bad Brains. Oh my god, bro. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. Okay. Fugazi. Iggy,
Yeah, this isn't real.
Joy Division.
These guys aren't real punk.
Mad Villainy.
Yeah, this is like some Cade. This is a Cade person.
Bro, this
Cade
is a
would.
Cade.
Well, Cade doesn't necessarily hate the Black Lips, from what I've heard, but I don't think he's super impressed by him.
These guys, probably pretty soon, sooner than I would like. Just saying, for the punk rockers out there. So this is the part. No, we talk about genres in the album part. We're not there yet, right?
Yeah.
Because I have some contentious thoughts on the genres.
Okay. So should I continue?
Please do.
They are known for provocative live shows, including vomiting, urinating, nudity, RC car races, fireworks.
Wait, hold on. You start off with vomiting and nudity, and then you go into RC racing?
Yep. Vomiting, urinating, nudity, RC car races, fireworks, headless chicken. Or no, I think it was just a regular chicken that they let run around on stage. Flaming guitars and other unpredictable antics. These mainly occurred during the early days, and Swiley is quoted saying, "It doesn't seem all that crazy to me. It's not like we ever got on stage and did a human sacrifice or anything." So
Jesus, these guys
they're just having a little bit of fun. The band formed a side project called the Spooks. This is sick. And they would play Halloween shows, and they would dress up in white sheets with real animal blood. They would like disembody animals and like
why would they do
pour
that?
it on themselves. Like animal parts and blood just covered in their white sheets.
These guys.
Yep. I've never heard any of it,
They
but
made an album, bro. Electronic garage rock? What?
Kind of sick.
Oh, it's a joke. It works better as a live act. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it was a live thing, so.
Dang, dude. Rate Your Music literally has every single thing ever for freaking music. That's crazy.
Now I got album stuff.
Okay. Get into it.
So the album Let It Bloom was released on November 22nd, 2005, and is their third LP album. It's not... I don't have any information beyond that.
That's it?
Well, it doesn't say when it was recorded, where it was recorded. It just says when it was released. It's described as garage rock and lo-fi.
I agree.
Didn't you say you had...
You keep mislabeling it.
As what?
Well, okay, first of all, you got that from Wikipedia. Garage rock and lo-fi. I think Rate Your Music describes it much better.
What does it say?
Garage rock, agreeable. Garage punk and slacker rock. 100% get slacker rock vibes from this.
I agree.
But you keep saying this is real punk. This is barely punk, dude. This is like punk infused.
This is the punk that I like. That's what I mean. This is the punk that I like.
Because if you were to tell like a punk dude,
Real
this
punk.
is
That's
real
what I'm saying.
punk,
Like Black Flag. That's like
Black
real punk.
Yeah, Black Flag.
I don't like that much, but it's not
Minor
terrible. But
Threat.
like this stuff is way better. Like garage punk and like art punk, like that stuff is sick.
And all that stuff that I love.
Okay.
Totally.
I've never heard slacker rock though. That's stoner. It almost sounds like stoner metal.
You've never heard the term slacker rock?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's very applicable to a lot of things. It's like when you just kind of play in like a lazy, like strum, open
it's pretty
strum.
self-explanatory, but
Pavement.
yeah,
that makes
definitely.
sense.
I like that. I like that sort of stuff.
There was I swear we've done a slacker rock album, or one that at least had slacker rock in the radio.
I'm sure it did. Yeah.
It wasn't. Maybe it was even. I don't know. Keep going.
Reviews. No reviews.
Oh,
At least
cool.
on by like critics, but on here I guess it's pretty bad. Probably rated in the yellers.
it's like a 3.4.
Yeah, that's probably like a yeller.
Well, I know 2 reviews for that album, mine and yours.
There you go. Joe Bradley on vocals and drums, Jared Swiley on vocals and bass, Ian St. Pe on guitar, and Cole Alexander on vocals and guitar. Production, I believe, was done by Eric Gagnon, known for his work with them really early on. Sure. Songs I just wrote. I refuse to say anything about the songs, except some songs go way harder than others, and they all kick ass to some degree.
Why? Why do you refuse to say?
Because I'll say them as we go.
Oh, okay. So we're into that. We're at that stage then.
Yeah, I do believe that is.
I do believe.
That is all I have.
Okay. Let's start talking. Let's do the song for.
All right, see you, Blasphemy.
Yep. You first.
I think it's a decent way to open the album in terms of what you can expect. But other than that, I don't think it's like the star of the album.
Okay.
But I don't know, I hate it.
Yeah, okay. So I described it as a little garage rock ditty.
It's definitely way lo-fi. This album is definitely way lo-fi. Very little work.
I like the bass line. Doom 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 doom
Yeah.
doom 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 doom. Sounds really fun. The slacker rock guitar over top is fine too. They sound nice together. The vocals are close to old punk in its rawness and how like it's like ugly sounding.
Yeah, but it's more. I feel like the vocals are the most art part of all there.
The most art?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They're closest to like art punk out of everything. That's the one place I feel like. Well, maybe not.
These guys aren't art punk, I don't think at all.
Well, it's definitely not like throwaway punk like vocals like in the 80s and shit. You know what I mean? Because that was just basically
low effort, just rawly like shouting into a microphone.
I guess, but maybe I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think there's just not as much shouting.
No, it's not a shouty.
Yeah, it's not as aggressive.
Lazy. Yeah,
that's what I meant. It's more delicate, I should say, than not as art, but like it's definitely more delicate
Definitely still
than
sounds
punk.
like an ogre under a bridge or something.
I know. I know. I like it.
The song is still overall fun, despite the ugly vocals and iPhone recording quality. And I don't mean like an iPhone 13. I mean like an iPhone 2.
It's lo-fi.
It's lo-fi in a way that's almost kind of ridiculous. But it's
Oh no, you should hear the
it's a little
Coach
catchy.
Whips.
It's a little catchy. I don't know if I like when it's stuck in my head, but it is catchy nonetheless.
I never thought that song was catchy, but fair enough.
The bass line gets stuck in my head.
All right. Can't Dance?
Yep.
I take back everything I just said about vocals.
What? This is aggressive, huh?
Yeah. I
This
don't know why I
straight
said that.
sounds like fun.
Yeah, that was hell screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, I Can't Dance. So it's another short and horribly recorded track, sloppy. I don't think it has charm compared to the last song. And the vocals are literally like indecipherable, just shouting into like a mic that's broken. It has that old hardcore punk feel to it.
The diaphragm is probably all fucked up for
which
sure.
I am infamous for not being the biggest fan of.
I like this song more than the See of Blasphemy. The guitar just goes way hard.
It's like just
It's pretty straightforward, but it's so raw, bro. Like if I was getting that through an amp,
You know
right
what else
now,
is
dude, I
raw?
could do it
Instead
for
of like painting like Van Gogh, just like smacking the canvas with paint, but it doesn't look nearly
fuck
as
the
good.
canvas, break the canvas, throw it out the fucking window, and then let's see what happens.
But
Throw it in the
that's not
trash
how-
can
that's
and
not
pull
what
it
a
out.
good-
See what
That's
it
not how
looks
you
like.
constitute a good painting. It's just a broken canvas.
Are you trying to argue that it's not good?
We'll get to that.
I don't know if I ever said it was good. I said I like it, and I don't think you're qualified to say what's good anyway. So
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
nobody does. Like a boomerang.
So Aaron made the comment if I'm too scared to listen to this type of music. I think the answer is no. I'm not too scared. I listened to it multiple times.
And then you were like, "This is scary."
I did listen to it with the nightlight on, but that has nothing to do with anything. I'm just kidding.
All right, Boomerang. This is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Oh my god, bro.
This song is way sick. That guitar riff, it's just like way twangy with like way punk, like
Okay.
lo-fi as fuck. And then the lyrics are way sick. He's not saying anything important. I think when you try to say important stuff, it's dumb.
It's not good, bro.
To
So Boomerang throws it back to the slack rock vibe, another sloppy song. This time with the lead vocalist singing in a very ugly way that I do not want to listen to. It just sounds.
Scary? Is it scary?
You sound like Kate right now. He always used to call me a puppy dog when I was like, dude, that music gives me a headache. He's like, oh, puppy dog, can't handle it. Like, dude, it just sounds.
No, I get it's not your shit. I get it's not your shit.
I just went through, I added all of my ratings of any song I've ever scored on using our metric to Rate Your Music, 213 albums, and Rate Your Music gave me like pretty much a list of the genres I like and the descriptors that I like. Number one, 100% positive, I gave to albums that were lush, atmospheric, melancholic, and passionate was on there. Like just generally the opposite of all of this. I mean, there's passion behind this, but I think it means passionate in like a
I know.
dramatic way.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't even. There's passion in a way that there's like no passion behind this. It's like I'm so passionate about not giving a fuck.
Yeah, that is fair actually.
So
yeah, this is certainly not dense or lush or melancholic. It's just kind of thrown together. I guess I'll save this for the bad brains, but I went into deep detail with my whole thoughts on punk as a whole genre. This isn't even punk, but it gives me
This is punk.
The scriptures still alive.
this is good punk.
I mean, you can say that because at least you get some heat off of me.
Back to me.
And that's like, isn't that the whole lyrics?
No, he says if I had all my problems, and then he says, then I'd throw them like a boomerang as far as eyes could see.
You're singing it too clean and pretty.
Well,
You gotta add stank to it.
I have all my problems coming back to me. Fuck, dude, that song goes so hard, bro.
No, it does not, bro.
Dude, that song goes hard as fuck for me.
How does it go hard? There's like barely anything happening.
It
It's
just
like
goes hard as fuck. That's
group-
the
it's
realest
like a
shit
group
I
of-
ever heard.
I guess it's real in some capacity.
It's like
The least
Nirvana's
produced
raw
or
versus this
processed.
raw. This is way more raw, and this is
But
way
isn't
better.
is there a limit to rawness to where it just becomes kind of dumb?
This is like the lower limit. Can you get worse than this in recording quality?
Yeah, probably.
How? Without losing like volume or.
Well, I was thinking like I've heard some really random obscure stuff from like random like.
I'm talking about like
countries
production
and, like,
quality.
Yeah, I know. Like random countries like from like the 80s that's just like real like horrible. I'm assuming it's like the tape is degraded over time too, not that they recorded it that badly, but I've heard stuff worse than that. Or Speaking of tape degrading, like stuff from the 1920s, that is lo-fi. Unintentionally, it sounds almost freaky. How
Yeah, but
crackly
that's
and
low. That's like
crazy it
a
is.
different type of lo-fi.
Yeah,
Because this is like lo-fi with like clipping and distortion and
Yeah.
shit like everywhere.
yeah, everywhere.
And I like that abrasiveness.
I know.
So
I know.
next song.
Next song. So we have the best song in the album, and of course it is because it's a cover song, so they didn't make it.
I don't think it's the best, but it's probably up there.
This song is actually really, really cool. Really, really cool. I like it a lot. I literally start off my review saying a cover song, which explains why it's actually good. You have this awesome, like, dark psych rock guitar riff, or maybe even sitar. I doubt it's a sitar, but it gives the same effect as the sitar did back in the day.
Yeah, well, I think it's all just the way they produced it, and it sounds badass.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
But the next song has that same kind of sound too, just faster tempo. Maybe not as
Psychedelic, which is
Yeah.
what I like. So yeah, it's followed by the drums that start to come in, and then a tambourine too, super 60s, and then the garage rock vocals come in. He's not doing the punk thing this time; it's more just lazy, slackery.
I even think the guitar is like slackier, just because it's like so slow tempo.
It sounds sick. This section happens with the with the vocals until the instruments kind of all stop, and like there's this weird, freaky little psychedelic bridge with like some synth organ that's warbly and crazy, reverb. The dude's like laughing maniacally and saying random little.
Oh yeah, there's like a
phrases.
thick delay.
Like making random like scatting vocals.
I think
And
it says
then
hippie, hippie, hippie. Hippie, 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 hippie.
Maybe that is.
I think
what
I
it is.
once read the lyrics.
Okay, yeah. And then rinse and repeat. The sitar starts off again, followed by the drums, tambourine, vocals, and then that bridge happens, and then it happens one more time, I think. But it's a really interesting song, super cool. I really like that little weird. I love the sound of that 60s synth organ when it goes, just like kind of wiggles. It sounds so trippy and weird. I freaking love it. It reminds me of like Scooby-Doo for some reason. I think because Scooby-Doo is from the 60s, so maybe they use that to like show like some freaky weird place. I don't know. It's like dark psychedelic, like more akin to like Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones or the Doors than something like Rubber Soul or Magical Mystery Tour, where it's a bit more chipper and cheesy. This is not cheesy. This is
You right?
dark and I don't know, brooding in a weird way, but I think is awesome. Best song in the album by far. By far.
I don't think it's the best. I think there's 3 better than it, but it's still a +3.
Oh wow. Wow.
Next song.
Next song. So say what you just said when we weren't recording.
We were listening to it. And I was just saying, like, I thought it sounded pretty like similar sitar sounding to the last song in the intro. The way the guitar plays, the lead
Like
guitar.
the tone of the guitar.
Yeah, the lead guitar's tone sounds the exact, well, not the exact same, but pretty close, in my opinion. And I also think I like the way the vocals fade out once he starts like screaming at the end of the chorus. Like it like perfectly fades into like the background of the track.
Overdrive.
Yeah, and then there's like so much overdrive on the guitar that like you can't even hear it.
Yeah. You said it's like when something's
It's
so
like
hot
completely
that it feels cold.
clipped,
Actually,
bro.
the other way around. When something feels so cold that it's hot, like
Yeah,
you
when
ever, like you
something's
ever
so-
grab like the milk jug from like the fridge at the grocery store, you grab it and it's like so cold, it's like burning. your
Yeah,
hand.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of feeling, but with the overdrive.
So
But it doesn't go away as you like acclimatize to it. It just stays there.
Notice how that's like a negative descriptor.
No, it's not.
I don't like
Some people might.
gripping on
That's negative
stuff
to
that
you, I
burns my
guess.
hands.
Oh, well, it could also be so hot that it's cold.
I don't like cold stuff either. I like in the middle.
Okay.
I like that.
I'll remember that next
Like
time I
that
pour you a glass
60s
of
to
milk. I'll make sure it's
75.
room temperature.
Well, for all the times you've poured me a glass of milk.
I'm not too worried about it.
All right.
All right.
Not a problem. I said back to simple, lazy garage rock. But here's where I criticize you.
Totally true.
Not the song, you. You made fun of Movement for mixing the vocals too quiet to the point where it sounds like silly how quiet and poorly mixed it is. When the dude is talking verses, not when he's yelling, obviously, but he's barely there.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of other stuff happening. I don't know. It's not just one singular thing that can make you hate a song ever.
No, I know. Yeah,
it's
true,
like
but
whole
said
soup
that
of
like,
things.
you thought it was, you were literally laughing at how badly mixed the vocals were on one of the tracks. This is
so
exactly
it's like too perfectionist to me. That's probably why I thought it was bad. But I don't remember the exact song you're referring to. But I don't know. I mean, on the next album we do, there's plenty of. I just gotta say, there's plenty of things in that album that you once stated as also being bad. But in defense of us both, there's a bigger soup going on that we can't just pick out. But sure, that one thing sounds extra dumb on top of other. I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, but I can't hate anything on this song. This song's a 3.
Sometimes mixing vocals to indecipherable levels is okay.
You can do bad things good. I've been saying that for a while.
But maybe, I guess.
Or you can do nothing at all, and then it sounds like this.
Yeah.
No post-production, anything.
Yeah.
It was not mastered. It was probably not even mixed. They probably just recorded it in one take, and then they were like, all right, that's good.
Yeah.
Actually, I guarantee that's how it went. There's no way this was... Yeah.
So I said half this album is pretty much unintelligible unless the dude is yelling. And I also continue on to say this song isn't helped by the fact... by the yelling sections that I
guitar.
Like. I don't really mind the guitar per se.
If it was louder, it'd be way worse.
Yeah. And he starts laughing into the mic, which sounds freaky, and I don't know, I don't care for it. The guitars are pretty much like shoegaze levels of indecipherable to the point where it just kind of meshes into one sound.
Not the lead guitar.
No. Yeah, no, not that one.
Maybe but the rest, all the other mixed in stuff,
Yeah, for real.
In fact, you can barely decipher bass. I mean, you can decipher it, but like...
Yeah, seriously.
It's so mixed in there that like only your body can pick it up by like, if you're like grooving to it. But like if you actually try to listen, it's hard.
Well, I don't groove, I listen, so
okay.
This album's been difficult.
Okay. This album's been difficult, all right.
Next song?
I guess I've had difficulty listening to stuff. Gung Ho.
Gung Ho. Another.
This song slows it down for me. I don't like this song that much. I mean, I still like it, but we just had some fucking bangers. And now we get this. Come on.
No, yeah, it's another just short little slack rock ditty. I think I call songs ditties when they're short and kind of unimportant.
Or uneventful, I would say.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say uneventful is when you start.
I said it's more like track 1 in that regard, but it also has a little bit of charm to it. I don't like it nearly as much of Sea of Blasphemy, but it's got a little bit of an upbeat.
You mean Hippie, Hoorah? Not Sea of Blasphemy? No. Oh.
I do.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying I particularly love that song, but I'm just saying it has charm.
I mean, I agree with you. It's got charm, but I don't...
In the
like,
same
we just
way,
heard some bangers. Come on.
You know how like the fat ugly kid is funny, so he's got some charm to him,
yeah.
But nobody actually still wants to be around him. That's how I feel about this. Everybody's doing it.
Sorry. Everybody's doing it. I love the guitar on this song.
What guitar, bro? It's like nothing's happening.
You can't hear the guitar?
I can, but it's just going like so.
What? It's
simple in a boring way.
Simple.
Remember the whole thing you said about the cake, you bastard? You want me to plain cake?
You get me now.
You want me to plain cake?
This ain't plain though because it was undercooked.
Yeah, I don't want
underbaked. So it's not just plain, it's like plain, but then it's way underbaked and gross and dirty, and it just was thrown on the floor, bro. It's awesome. Like if somebody played this and like tried to mix it all, okay, this is gonna be a pop song, I'd be fucking mad, bro. But when you do it all fucking rough like that, dude. I heard this song on acoustic too, a live version on acoustic, and it still goes hard.
Did they pee on you when you saw them live?
No, they pretty much quit doing that stuff. But there was like hella people making out in the front and right in front of Cole Alexander, and he was just like looking at him while he was playing.
I
That was kind of funny.
That is interesting.
They didn't even know because they were like in each other's face, and he was like 2 feet away from him.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. So another simple tossed together garage rock track. Lead guitar riffs are kind of fun in parts of the track. Another one with a little bit of charm, but that's about it.
There's not much
We
to
must
say
look
on
at
these.
music in a. I mean, I already
there's
did know
no
in this,
way,
but
yeah.
we really do look at music in almost completely antithetical ways. Because like, I always like to compare music, like I said, to paintings. This is like a basically empty canvas, with like some splats on it and like a rip in the canvas. Like that's not. I don't want to see that. I want to see
I do.
the Sistine Chapel, or I want to see.
That shit's nice too. That's what makes like Smile Sessions good, you know?
Nah, that's what makes Prague good.
Okay. Prague's not terrible.
Aw,
I just think
you.
it's a little overdone, but
Thank you.
it's like Tool. Tool's fucking terrible.
I like Tool, but I'm not a diehard Tool. It's like
Yes, and King. I was gonna say King Gizzard, but
King Gizzard's also cool, and sometimes Prague.
Crimson King.
Yeah,
King Gizzard is not cool.
I said they're cool, and also sometimes Prague.
Okay, and they're alright, I guess.
You like way more songs from them than even I do, because I don't listen to them.
I like one
often.
album really, but whatever.
Quarters,
Yeah.
good album.
Feeling Gay, not personally, but the song.
Oh, you're not?
I wasn't.
I was. But in like a happy way.
Sure. So you keep thinking that, buddy. I'm just kidding.
Feeling Gay, despite the goofy name and lyrics, is definitely one of the better tracks.
Mm-hmm. I think.
Wait, I think it's more structure too, more effort put into this track.
I don't think so.
There's like a piano. It's like got like a verse chorus structure. The drumming is actually good.
Chorus structures.
The chorus is sick. There's like a guitar solo to end the track. I think it's got like more going on to it. It's not just like really just paint splat on a freaking canvas.
I think that it compares the same as being a paint splash on the rest of the song.
There's a few more splashes.
Okay, well, I will say I love the slow tempo part, and then when they pick up into the...
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that part as much, but
That's
it makes
more
it
punk,
so
I
much
feel like.
better when they go back into it, because they go... And then they go back to the... So, like, when I play guitar, I love doing that, like, going up into, like, higher energies, and then, like, all
Dropping
transitioning back down into, like, a lower energy again. That's so, I don't know, that's an awesome cathartic feeling for me.
Cathartic, huh? You like that word. I like that you like that word.
It's a good word. It's a good descriptor.
I don't know if you
Oh, that's what... Go ahead. I'll say this later.
Okay. But I feel like the guitar solo at the end was kind of surf rocky, like Dick Dale tone style.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely get that vibe on most of this album, honestly.
Dick Dale?
Well, like surf rock
Okay.
stuff. Like garage surf rock type
Yeah, I think
shit.
surf rock did lead to garage, so that would make sense.
I was reading the other day, and I came across the word antilinear, which was a math term, and I looked it up to see what it meant, but I found a different meaning for it outside the context of math, and it described exactly the way I picture music, as opposed to what I was thinking at the time, the way you picture music, and I wanted to bring this up on this episode.
Oh.
Okay, being antilinear typically refers to a mindset or perspective that rejects or deviates from traditional linear thinking or approaches. Obviously, linear thinking follows a sequential and logical progression where events or ideas are connected in a straightforward line of like a cause and effect manner. In contrast, being antilinear suggests a preference for nonlinear or unconventional ways of thinking, problem solving, and perceiving the world. It may involve embracing complexity, ambiguity, creativity, and considering multiple perspectives. I don't remember. I remember when I read it, I got out of it, strict frameworks. I remember what I got out of it is like bouncing from framework to piece like a logical, or use that as like a logical process to figuring things out. And I think instead of going through, checking this box and checking this box and checking this box, and then arriving at like a cause and effect, if this, then that, and keep going until some final conclusion. Instead, you take a little bit from this framework and a little bit from this framework, and at the end, it's just a jumbled mess of like jigsaw puzzle pieces. But I remember that being my like picture when I was reading it, because it just said it doesn't think in that straightforward framework.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I
The
definitely
part
think
that-
that's how I'll
the
go
part-
through music.
The part that
It's like just
rang
pick
a bell to
pieces
me
out.
was linear follows like a consistent logical pattern.
Exactly. So
That,
opposing
like,
that.
as in what I feel like, doesn't that just mean it makes sense as opposed to anti-linear, which doesn't make sense?
I suppose it depends on the context, but if you're talking about mathematics, then sure, you wouldn't want to be anti-linear thinking with that. You need to follow a logical step. But if you're doing, I don't know, building a house or some shit, or if you're a architect, I don't know if you'd be following a linear. Okay, this is the shingles. You know what I mean?
You definitely do that.
No, because you can replace the shingles with something else.
Right, but like the house, a building is
I'm not
built
talking
with
about the engineering. That'd be the
okay,
mathematics,
okay.
right? I'm talking about the actual creative design or whatever.
Fair enough.
I don't think
You
there
did not
needs to
see
be
my
a
score, did you?
no. There does not need to be a logical process for that. So that's more how I would embrace music,
Well, this is a very anti-linear album.
which it's really not.
No, it's not. It's extremely well. It's not logical, and I mean the way they're going about music and what is generally considered good music, they're not following that.
I mean, they're just going with whatever they're vibing with.
Yeah, right. They're not like trying to make something like
But
specific.
sure.
Take me home back to Boone, babe.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know names of songs.
Another sloppily sung garage rock song, super repetitive in an early punk way. Brash, super sloppy, distorted guitar isn't doing really much of anything for me either. Now I'll let you say your thing before I continue.
It's all right.
No, you don't
pretty
particularly
good.
like this one?
I mean, when it comes on, I generally would skip it, but
Oh, wow. Okay.
I
So
can still
here's what
vibe to it.
so like I'm assuming generally like you think this album is like cool, like in how like I mean you use it.
Yeah, I definitely think it's fucking badass.
right. That's how you would describe it.
I'm glad this shit came out. That's all I
I'm
can
starting
say.
to realize that I don't think that adjective really does much for me. Like metal, like Oscar's like metal's awesome and cool. Like I don't care if music is cool per se. I don't think In Rainbows is cool. There's nothing cool about it. but
Well,
I
you
love
also
it.
like more melancholy shit, right?
Yeah,
There's
like
nothing
the
cool about any of that.
Epic, like I don't need that. I don't need
I think
some
there's
dude
a lot
on a
of
Harley
epic
Davidson
cool-
smoking a cigar with the eagle.
I
flying
guess
over top.
that's.
Like that's.
I don't
just
think that
lame.
that's necessarily cool. I guess everybody's got their own.
What's a cool like?
Definitely
visual
something.
then?
I think you said Thundercat. Some of those songs were cool though.
Some of those songs are cool and like a swagger, like a given. No, that was Tame Impala, where it gives you like a cool guy swagger.
No, I think you said it about both actually,
Oh,
but
fair. But it's not cool
I don't
in
know.
like the. Yeah, it's
like you don't
freaking
think Tame
awesome.
Impala is badass in
No.
any way.
No.
Well,
That's
you'd
more
be
of an
correct.
adjective- That's more of an adjective for like. Tool. Speak of the devil.
I don't know. I definitely think this album is fucking like kick, or like Black Sabbath, bro. That shit is fucking kick ass.
That is true. That I will give you. That is very true. I'll give you that. But I just don't think that. Maybe I'm low testosterone or something, but I just don't care about cool or epic or I don't know. It just doesn't get my motor running. Bad to the bone.
Well, I bet if you were playing music, if you were making music, you'd probably be like, "Oh shit, that part was fucking badass."
Maybe. I was gonna say
Maybe not. Like, I don't think I've ever looked at like a painting and been like, "This is badass." Actually, yeah, I have. I'll see like Knight's Armor and shit at the museum in Chicago, and I was like, "Holy shit, these are badass!" Like big ass fucking swords, like longer than my whole fucking body, bro.
For real.
My motherfucker used to sling that with his left hand, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty.
that's
dope.
insane.
Yeah.
I
I just
think
think
that's
generally that
badass.
emotion doesn't go very far for me, which is fine. I think generally speaking, trying too hard to be cool, which I don't think this album is. I don't think it's trying. Like I don't think trying.
I didn't think
and
you were
that
saying that. You
album
don't have to-
are connected at all. But I find trying to be cool pretty like cringe.
It is. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
or
knows
trying
that, but
hard
then
to, like,
everybody
make
has
something
different.
cool.
Yeah,
Like
but
I feel
then
like
everybody.
Metallica, the last song, like Damage
Metallica's
Inc. is
definitely
trying
trying to
so
be
hard
cool.
to be cool, bro. That song is so bad.
They're trying to cool guy everybody in the room.
Yeah.
I'm too good for you guys. It's like when you try to talk to somebody, right? And then like you know that they heard you, but they don't fucking listen to you, and you're like,
Cody.
don't fucking cool guy me, you know?
Cody.
Tries walking away or some shit. You're like, you
Cody.
fucking heard me, turn around. I'll start like flicking them in the back of the head and be like,
Cody.
fuck you, bro. Definitely Cody. Definitely Cody.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't say anything about like the Banshee shriek in this song. I actually don't mind the Banshee shriek.
Well, it's not like overly loud.
No, it's not. I think that's why I don't mind it, but it is very abrasive.
I like it.
How it's done. Yeah, but yeah, just thought I'd say I don't mind the Banshee shriek, y'all. For all the Banshee brothers and sisters out there, I support you. Banshee rights.
Banshee writes 100.
All right, we were on Gentle Violence. Another short, sloppy, poorly recorded, punk-infused, messy song.
Well, it sums it up.
Not enjoyable for me to listen to, but it's not really ruining my life either. It's just goes in one ear, goes out the other.
It's another slow tempo one, which I like again.
Mm.
At least for the intro. I mean, I don't want to say slow tempo, but like there's parts that are slower. That
Slacker. You're chilling.
Super slacker, yeah. I love that.
I love that you love that. She's gone. All the adjectives I said for the last song I apply to this, except this song's sloppier and faster tempo.
Yeah. I don't like it as much, but it's still alright.
Yeah, okay. That's good. Has these crazy rolling drums that are very aggressive and more annoying than usual. Hardcore punk-esque vocals. The refrain, the "she's gone" refrain, where he's just shouting it. Not into that. I
Not
refer
super
to it
into
as
it
bunk.
It is kind of bunk, but you know.
I also don't
come on,
really
I'm not
care
gonna
for
hate too much.
the goofy vocal things he's doing, like the giggling and all the weird. I don't care for it. I don't like this one. I don't. I prefer
No hate there?
I prefer the "She's Gone" by the Beatles. Isn't that a thing? She's leaving home. Okay. Same idea.
Okay. Next song.
Yeah.
Fairy
Fairy
Stories. I think that this song
1,
is
2, 3, 4,
boring.
5, 6. You owe me a soda.
8, 7, 8, 9, 10. You suck my dick. I'm just kidding. No, I do think that this song is pretty boring, bro.
I described it as another harmless slacker rock track, more upbeat and happy sounding than a lot of the other songs.
I don't like
But
it.
it doesn't particularly make me happy, so meh.
I don't like the happy stuff, but it's a pretty alright song. It's pretty good still. Even though I said it was just boring. I just said it was boring, but it's... I don't know, I guess it's got the charm that this album, you needed to kind of a break.
There's
so.
some charm to this album. I hate to say it.
Yeah. Dirty Hand. This song is sick. This song is good enough that they added it into their 2010 out. 2000. I don't know. Good, Bad, Not Evil.
Okay.
Where they reworked it, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I referred to it as a cute little track. Very similar. This is a kind of interesting parallel I made. It's very similar to like 60s garage rock, but it almost seems like, and let me finish, because you're going to react crazy, and then I'm going to finish.
Okay.
It seems like an early Beatles song.
What the fuck? I'm just kidding.
If the Beatles had no recording equipment and were based in like a garage rock sound instead of blues. It's like the cute, do you really want to hold my dirty hand? Like imagine. Like,
No, I don't think
the
it
Beatles
gets
could
that vibe.
The Beatles could totally sing that song with a tambourine.
I think so, but
and it would
what
be-
about that middle, like, spoken word part? And then we would hang out at the beach and smoke dope by the beach. He's totally trying to be,
Ringo
like,
could-
ironic right there.
Well, obviously the lyrics would change, but Ringo could.
Oh,
Ringo
okay.
could
I see what
sing
you
that.
mean.
But just like the
Oh,
vibe,
okay, yeah,
the
yeah.
vibe is
Okay,
there
yeah,
of
yeah.
like early Beatles.
I was gonna say
but
exact
totally-
song.
No.
Just like different production? I don't know about
different
that.
production.
but I think that it's so funny. I think this is a funny ass and like a good ass song.
Do you really wanna help?
The
It's kind of
spoken
cute.
word part is
I
so
mean,
sick.
Just like early Beatles, kind of cute, kind of cheesy.
Sure.
It's harmless though, so I can't really hate on it. The lyrics are interesting. Yeah, doing hard drugs at the beach and getting dolphin tattoos. All right.
Said something man in 1973 or some shit. The way he like says it too, he sounds like a little kid.
Strange little. Yeah, it's a little ditty. It's a little
so?
song.
Next song.
Yeah, I think so. Workin.
Okay, we just listened to that. Did that not give you Dick Dale vibes?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, okay, thank God, dude. That's hella Dick Dale vibes.
Yeah, you scared me when you said that. Like I thought like something happened. I'm like, cause you looked.
No, I was like, that was
serious.
the most Dick Dale vibes I ever fucking seen in my life, bro.
Next to the actual Dick Dale album, or
No,
more than
even
Dick
more
Dale?
than Dick Dale. This guy's more Dick Dale than Dick Dale is himself. No, but it definitely was.
Am I
feel
more
like.
you than you are me, or are you more me than I am you?
I think there's a good probability that it's a mixture of both.
All right.
Yeah, this song I feel like it's just a surf garage rock.
Yeah, I said another very 60s sounding garage rock ditty. Bit of bluesiness in it as well. Ironically enough, because I just talked about the last song being the Beatles if they weren't based in blues.
Yeah.
Also, there's a noise happening in the song.
I believe there's
don't
plenty
know
of
what it
noises
is.
happening at once in the song.
It's like a... I can't tell if it's like a piano that they're just kind of jangly playing.
Honestly, it could
like a
be
cantina style
vocals.
piano, or if it's a guitar playing in a higher register. I
know,
don't think
it
it's
could-
vocals, but I genuinely cannot decipher what it is. Genuinely,
I don't know, but
I've
as
tried
I'm
so hard.
going through the whole process of learning to make music, it's like we come to like when I was talking about I've seen footage and it's like, how did they make that? Dude, it's so easy to make so many different sounds. So like I'm not even gonna trip anymore about that.
Okay, dope.
But
That song's not that good.
no, the song's still good. I'm
Nah,
just
it's
saying
not that
like
good.
a lot of music is pretty easy to make, but I don't
Shout
know
out
to include
Tame
this part.
Impala. Bucko.
Tame Impala's
Not easy to
skill
make.
comes from production, not the instruments being
Yeah,
played
yeah,
and
fair.
composition and
That's
shit. But
Include this part.
all right. All right. This
Punk
song is
Slime.
sick. Even though I just
Weirdly
said fuck
enough,
this song.
named Punk Slime, despite it being not very punk at all. It's like blues.
Sure. I think.
fact-
Well, never mind.
In fact, it's so blues that it has the quintessential stereotypical like bluesy, like hard blues riff.
You recognize that though, not me. I'm sure they did too, though.
There's two songs off the Dome. Well,
Yeah,
actually,
I know
wrote
what you
the
mean
notes.
now that you say it, but
Bad to the Bone, Bad to the Bone.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. You don't have to keep going.
And then I'm Mad by the Animals.
Yeah, I definitely see it now. It is a pretty.
Blues.
I don't necessarily say it's stolen because at what point do you say something so
No,
simple
I was
like that
kidding,
is
I was
stolen? But
No, it's like a
it
quintessential
is
bass line.
like what did we used to say?
Iconic?
No, it was a staple. It's like a staple of like bluesy shit.
Mhm.
For sure, I can agree with that.
Yeah. I also like the cool bridge this song has. It's like a reverb drenched guitar that happens where it's like kind of empty
Yeah, I like
in
this
the
song.
middle of the song before the main instrumental starts off again. It's more, I don't know, very bluesy track. One of my more preferred tracks on the album.
I would disagree, but don't necessarily think it's a bad song. I think it's still that bass is so deep and like riveting. So
That's pretty sick. It's cool. Not that I care about cool that much.
Empassant,
Empassant. The final song.
Last
what a
and
closer.
least.
Yeah, for real. It's like
this is a terrible song. It's not
Really?
terrible, but it's like probably the worst on the album in my opinion.
I just said another slacker rock sloppy, but this time sloppy with a tambourine and a harmonica.
Well, it's a lot more melancholy too.
Yeah, I said it's a very low energy track. Nothing particularly notable other than the two instruments that I just noted. Track ends with a bell chime. It sounds
And like
almost
a weird, like ghostly, like
Yes.
wooing. Yeah.
Dude, the end is like, it reminds me of like a Jack in a Box, like a creepy Jack in a Box when you
Ooh,
crank
hell
it,
no,
it
hell
like
no.
beeps back you or
Yeah.
bells, chimes back you.
Knocks
Like
over
a
the
baby
shelf
toy
next to you or
something.
some
Like,
shit.
It's a weird choice to end
Hell
the
no.
album. I don't know. Yeah, definitely not a closer, not like a epic.
Yeah.
I think Punk Slime would have been a way
Well,
cooler
they
closer.
don't care about their.
Did
real-
they even track list the album, or did they just like in order of when they made it?
They probably
No
don't give a
effort,
fuck,
low
so.
effort, garbage. I'm just kidding.
Low
Well,
effort. I don't think it's garbage though. Or one man's trash is another man's treasure, bro.
For real. I guess we'll talk about how trash I think it is.
Right now.
Right now. I'll let you go first. Or do you want me to go first? Do you want the negatives or the positive first?
Let's carry on to what's either a neutral to positive interaction right now.
Yeah, I agree. So that would be you going first.
Yeah.
I think that's how we've been subconsciously doing it, is whatever we think will be the less argumentative
Yeah,
score.
we'll save the issues for the end. Not that I don't really ever have issues with your opinions on my stuff. It's you having issues with my opinions on your stuff.
Roast and trash on your music.
Well, you're free to. You did on
maybe
Black
I will.
Keys.
True, there were some bad stinkers on there.
165.
Oh, I way overestimated. How can I have 4 3s and only be a 165?
Because I had some zeros, ones and twos, but
It's mostly ones.
Some-
Well, it's not. It's mostly 2s. And ones.
something
binary.
something also worth noting is that you can't overshoot. I have probably hundreds of albums at about this score. So,
Well,
I
how
don't
many
necessarily
albums
think
have
this
you
is
scored. Or like, okay, not that. How many albums have you listened to enough to where you could give them a score? I'm at
1,000,
200.
2,000.
2,000. How have you listened to 2,000 albums?
What do you mean? Don't we both have like thousands of albums in our playlist?
No, I have 216.
Albums? In your whole music library?
Well, that's not.
Dude,
how
I have almost
that's not
like
how I do-
10,000.
That's not how my library works. But I've listened to 216 albums, front to back,
Okay, well,
and that started, to be fair, in like.
all right. I'll say probably. What did I
18.
say? I'll say probably about 1,000.
1,000. You can crank,
500
you can
maybe.
crank through albums a lot faster than me, so that's not too surprising. Because your library is just going through like hundreds and hundreds of albums just front to back, and then you loop back around through the
Yeah.
entire alphabet in like this course of like what, a year?
Oh no, it takes way longer than
Oh,
that.
okay.
It takes like 3, 4, 5 years. I've only done it once. I've only
Dang.
completed it once.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Started it in like senior year of high school,
Yeah, I
7, 8
don't
years
do
ago.
that.
So
So, I mean, my main medium of music was not albums until like high school when I started taking music seriously.
well, all I know is
And
I know.
you're like a year and a half older than me. I got a year and a half to crank out like 900 more albums.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. All I know is there's no particular reason I picked this album first. It was just came to my mind. I was like, let's do this album.
Oh,
I have
thought
it on
was like
vinyl
a
though.
staple
I
album
think
for
I
you.
have it on vinyl.
Speaking of staples,
It's not like a staple album for me, but it is a staple album for me. This is an album that is representative of my music taste,
I'm sorry.
like a lot of other albums in this range.
Okay, dope. Well, based on, like I said, the rate your music affinities that it gave me, lush, melancholy,
Opposite of this, I get it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I was
just
a
show
little,
me your goddamn score,
I was a
bro.
little scared.
I want it to be in the negatives, bro.
Nah, it's not. It's a 9.
9, baby. Let's
9,
go.
Well, that's the score I give it album. It's a 9.
Boomerang, -1, and Not a Problem. Those are like some of the best songs in
She's
the
Gone.
album.
Feeling Gay, I liked, and then Hippie Hippie Hooray, I loved, and that was it. I could see Sea of Blasphemy becoming likable. I could see Dirty Hands becoming likable. That's
How is She's Gone even worse than Empassant?
because it's more abrasive, and I don't like abrasive. That is probably the opposite.
Empassant's like the worst song in the album, though.
Nope, it's not.
How are these songs both the same score when they're clearly you have different opinions on them?
Not a Problem, and a Boomerang.
No, the first two. Sea of Blasphemy and Can't Dance.
Can't Dance is
You,
not
you don't think that
good.
those are
And then Sea of Blasphemy, I don't want to listen to it, but it's all right.
okay?
Both are 0.
Hippie Hippie Hoorah though, +2.
Yeah, I really, really like that song. I had it on loop for a while there. It's a really cool song.
Why do you dislike these as opposed to giving them 0? Boomerang and Not a
Because they're
Problem.
abrasive, and I was like, I don't like this.
Are those the most abrasive ones on the album?
To my sensibilities, yeah.
Damn, and I love the
Well, just
favorited those.
the vocal. It's generally the vocal is the yelly.
I love that shit.
Yeah, I strongly dislike it. But it's better than.
Have you given
better
a-
than hardcore
a-
punk? I've only given like 3 albums a negative, so this was very close to that.
It'll grow on you.
Everything does. So I suppose.
So I had.
Growing me like a mold on some bread.
Hey, I've never been opposed to a little mold on my bread. Adds to the texture, adds to the flavor.
Okay.
Boomerang, Hippie Hippie Hoorah, not a problem. All threes. All threes. And actually, I was going to drop Hippie Hippie Hoorah to a +2.
That's a me song. That's not a you song. You don't deserve that
That
song.
is a good song.
It's not a you song, though.
I probably will drop it to a +2.
All right, dope.
Nah, it's too late. I already did this. It's a good-ass song. I don't skip it when it comes on. So, yeah, +3.
+3 means it's one of your favorite songs. Is that one of your favorite songs?
In the context of this album, no. But in the context of any other songs that could come on, I'd be like, hell yeah. Are you okay?
Hello.
I had also +3 for Everybody's Doing It, and that was all my +3s, and then I had a lot of 2s. Feeling Gay is a +2 for sure. Take Me Home and Gentle Violence,
Feeling
all
Gay is a
2s.
+2? That's like way better than all the other 3s you gave, except Hippie Hippie.
Nah, here's the thing, is this middle section of the album, from Can't Dance all the way up to Gentle Violence, awesome part of the album, except for Gung Ho. That song comes on, and in Apple Music, you can just slide a song in the queue to the right, and it will just exit the queue. Okay. Yeah, and I always just do that every time I play this album. I just swipe that one to the right, then I just let the rest play up until about
you don't want to lose the momentum. Yeah, I get it.
But other than that, this album's a banger.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it would be negative too as well, just because that's never happened before. But I just can't muster negatives, dude. I just can't do it. I know it is going to be a negative. Speaking of Prague, yes, for whatever godforsaken reason, made an album again, and it comes out like this week. And as someone who's listened to their entire discography, I have no choice but to listen to it. Y'all need to stop making music because I have to listen to it. I have.
No, you don't. My brother in Christ, you don't, bro. I'm trying to save you, bro. You don't have to hear it. Just kidding. When Parquet Court drops ones, I gotta hear it.
When you're at like 98%, you want to just get to 100.
No, there's a couple video games I got like 99 and I never finished it. What? I always told myself I would though, and I never did to this day.
Well, I don't know. It's also my favorite band. I mean, okay, here's a question. When you say something is your favorite band and they continue to make music that's bad, like does
Parquet
that
Courts
count
is my favorite
against
band.
them, or do you just kind of ignore
No, you
it?
just count their good shit. That's the best shit I ever heard collectively as a band. That's what I do with Parquet Courts.
It's not like you average out all the albums. Okay, because then Yes would not be my favorite band.
Yeah. You take, what they did good.
Okay.
And that's, at least for me, there's no answer to that question. That's just my...
You don't do that with other mediums, though, do you?
I mean, Tarantino, if he was like the best director or whatever,
Yeah, with movies like I guess people do that with Star Wars because when they say they love Star Wars, they don't mean
I love the prequels.
3 movies. Yeah, they mean, or 6 out of 9 of the movies. They just made 3 of them.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Recommendation.
I don't.
I do if you're a certified hitter.
If you're a sniper.
If you're a sniper in the trenches, I recommend it. Just kidding. No, I can't recommend this album. Nobody's gonna like this shit. I know nobody likes my music, bro, but I do it anyways. That's
another reason why you don't get offended when I don't like your music, because your expectation is that everyone hates your music. But for me, it's like I feel like my music. Okay, not all of it, but I feel like most of what I rate high is like objectively good music as an art form. So
which I fundamentally disagree with.
Nothing will trigger me more than Dark Side of the Moon, and we survived that episode. So, like, I literally could not talk music. If someone doesn't like Dark Side of the Moon, like, their opinion doesn't mean anything to me. I'm serious.
What if they're literally like a professional composer or some shit, or like a professional producer?
I don't know. I can't do it. It's an impasse, bro. I can't.
Because I know
a few people. I literally could not date someone
who are super heavy musically, super creative musically, super talented musically. Hate Dark Side of the Moon.
Well, then they're just hipster douchebags. I don't want to talk to them.
Who's the hipster douchebag? I love Dark Side of the Moon.
That's not hipster. That's basic. I may as well say I love freaking.
No, because there's 2 types of hipsters.
Lattes. I don't even think it's surface level hipster. I think it's just a basic cold take.
Maybe.
It's the coldest take, and it's the greatest album of all time. Unlike this.
Well, Let's get out of here.
Nobody recommends it, and that's okay.
Bye.